January 2023 at 10 o'clock. My name is Mark Thomas. I'm a Democratic and Scrutiny Services Officer for the Vale of Glamorgan Council, and I'll be supporting the meeting today. Before we formally start the meeting as such, I've just got to go through some administrative type things. So do bear with me a second, and I'll just go through a bit of a preamble first of all. Can I just remind everyone present that the meeting is being live streamed as well as recorded by the internet, and this recording will be archived for future viewing for public consumption. Could all participants confirm have received and read the papers, which includes the procedure for the meeting today? Okay. Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you. That's great. Thank you. Okay. I'll take that as everyone has confirmed that now. Can I also ask participants if they can mute themselves when not speaking in order to avoid any background noise or feedback whenever participants are speaking? If a participant wishes to speak, can they please put their hand up if they can be seen, or to use the chat option on the application if they have audio only at the time. If any participant has difficulty hearing or being heard or seen, then they should let the chairman or supporting officer know. If a participant still has difficulty with any connection issues, can they please let myself know or the chair? And if required, participants can also dial into the meeting using a smartphone. If any of this should occur, the chairman or myself is made aware of that, and I mean unable to continue the hearing, we will adjourn for a short time to allow contact to be made. Right, and then basically that's just the preamble for the meeting itself. What I will do now is turn over to the committee and ask for a chair to be appointed, or for nominations for a chair to be appointed.
I nominate Councillor Michael Morgan.
Okay, Councillor Hamilton, have you got a nomination?
I'll second that.
Okay, thank you very much, councillors. Councillor Morgan, you've been unanimously appointed. So
very pleased to be appointed of the chairman of the committee this morning. So I'm interviewing my co-committee this morning, introducing rather co-committee, my Councillor Jane Norman and Councillor Howard Hamilton. They're also officers of the council present this morning. Could they introduce themselves to the meeting?
I'll just introduce myself very quickly, Councillor. Obviously, my name's Mark Thomas. I'm a Democratic and Scrutiny Services Officer. And just to let the committee and other attendees to be aware, we did have a change in membership to what was originally put on the website. So unfortunately, Councillor Wilkinson wasn't able to attend today. So Councillor Hamilton is in her stead. Thanks, Chair.
Good morning, I'm Richard Price and I'm the legal advisor to the Licensing Committee.
Good morning, I'm Yvonne Witchell and I'm the team manager for licensing.
Good morning, members. My name's Katie Brooke, Licensing Enforcement Officer.
Good morning, I'm Councillor Jane Norman, member of this committee.
Good morning, Councillor Howard Hamilton, member of this committee.
Right, so I think that completes the roll call, as you might describe it. Now, just as another matter of formality, is there anybody present, particularly councillors, have any declaration of interest in this application that they would want to declare? Right, well, I welcome everybody present. And I think the next step really is for the licensing officer to outline the application and the details. So, Yvonne, if I could ask you to do that.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, everyone. The purpose of the subcommittee this morning is to consider an application made under the Licensing Act 2003 for the grant of a premises licence at the 3S Convenience Store, 2 Evelyn Street in Barry, and it's been submitted by ARCA Licensing Consultants on behalf of the applicant, Mr. Subhathees Ganachandran. I will just briefly run through the report. There have been some developments during the course of the application process, and I propose to outline those and ask the applicant and the South Wales Police to confirm any changes to the application. So if I just run through where we are so far. On the 11th of November, the Licensing Authority received an application for the grant of a premises licence for the 3S Convenience Store. A copy of the original application form and plan is at Appendix A of the report. And the application seeks authorisation for the licensable activity of the sale by retail of alcohol. The permitted hours requested were originally 6 a.m. to midnight each day of the week for consumption off the premises only, and there was no application made for non-standard timings. The application includes an operating schedule which sets out the steps the applicant proposes to take to promote the licensing objectives, and that's at section 18 of the application form at Appendix A. On the 7th of December 2022, the South Wales Police submitted representations in the form of proposed conditions, which are attached at Appendix B of your report. And we were made aware that there was ongoing dialogue between the applicant and the South Wales Police regarding those representations. The application was advertised in accordance with the regulations, and during the consultation period, 7 representations were received from other persons, and an e-petition with 102 signatures was also received by the Licensing Authority. The relevant representations within the emails and the petition are summarised in Appendix C of your report. As I indicated, there were some discussions between the applicant and the South Wales Police, and I would ask that both parties confirm for the minutes what we believe to be agreement on a change to the permitted hours and on some of the conditions referred to in Appendix B, if that's okay.
From South Wales Police, yes, I can confirm that we have agreed on the hours and some of the conditions as per the appendix. Okay, thank you. For the sorry to be to go through it in detail, but just for the benefit, we do have a resident who is attending today and who would not have been aware of any changes. So if you're in agreement, PC Jones and the applicant, I will just run through that for the benefit of the meeting.
Yes, great.
So,
thank you.
okay, so the permitted hours have been amended to the sale of alcohol to be 9 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Monday to Sunday, and the opening and closing of the premises to be 7 a.m. to 2300 hours Monday to Sunday. Is that's what's been agreed?
Yeah, we can confirm that.
Lovely, thank you. And I'll run through now, taking it from Appendix B. Condition 1 relating to CCTV. Condition 2 relating to the display of alcohol. Condition 3 relating to an incident book. And condition 4 relating to the no self-service of spirits. I understand that has been agreed between the parties.
Yes.
Okay. Forgive us, we only saw email exchanges. What was the decision on condition 5 relating to no sale of single or split cans of any beers, lager or cider?
Thank you, Yvonne. I think with this, so if you on that, we have total 13 conditions. So going further, condition number 4, condition number 5 also agreed.
Okay.
6 is also agreed in terms of ABV.
Condition 7.
7 also agreed.
Okay.
And 8 also staff training was agreed.
Okay. 9 to 10.
9, yeah, 9 to 10, 11. Yeah, up to 11 is agreed.
Okay. Condition 12 relating to the shutters.
So then what happens? Then we've been talking on the phone with Claire and the police, as well as some email things. So you may have seen the emails. So 12 and 13, then it was replaced with further conditions.
Yes.
12 was amended, 13 amended, 14, 15, and then we ended up with 17 conditions.
Okay, I think just for the point now, so condition 12, we need to go through that as part of the meeting then. Is that correct? And then we have new conditions from 13 onwards. The members have seen some of the correspondence with the amended conditions 13 onwards.
Yeah, so we agree to that. Yeah.
So condition 12. So condition 13 at the moment is the sale of alcohol for delivery will only be made to a verified postal address. There will be no delivery of alcohol to public spaces. Examples of such public spaces would be parks, beaches, street locations, or open fields. Condition 14 requires that the premises license holder maintain a register for a period of not less than 12 months from the date of transaction for the sale of alcohol for home or workplace delivery service, which will be kept at the premises, specifying the following: the quantity of alcohol sold, the description of alcohol sold, the price of the alcohol sold, the name and address of the person placing the order, the name and address of the person to whom and where the delivery is made, if different from point D above, all refusals of the sale of alcohol, and any visit by representatives of a relevant authority or emergency service. Condition 15, when alcohol is delivered by a third-party carrier, the licence holder will specify that all deliveries require an adult signature. The carrier will obtain the adult recipient's signature and provide the licence holder with a printed or electronic copy. Recipients must be at least 18 years of age. Condition 16, all purchases for delivery of alcohol will be completed electronically prior to dispatch of goods. There shall be no cash on home or workplace delivery sales. And condition 17, the website will have an age checker to enter the site, enter each product and purchase payment page. So, Chair, that is a table of the conditions proposed. Obviously, at the appropriate point, the applicant and the South Wales Police will make you aware where agreement hasn't been reached. But otherwise, I would advise that none of the residents' representations have been withdrawn. So a hearing of the application is required. Unless there are any questions on the technicality of the application, members, that's the situation in the application that we have before you.
Thank you, Yvonne. I see Councillor Norman has her hand up. Did you want to raise anything, Jane?
Yeah, can I, oh, excuse me, can we just have a quick clarification on item 12, please?
I will ask perhaps the South Wales Police representative to confirm, is condition as originally presented in the representation, is condition 12 still a matter for discussion or agreement, or has it been amended?
Condition 12 is still a matter for agreement. We were still in communications. The latest email we only had at 8:10 last night, so we've not had time to consider.
Okay. In that case, Councillor Norman, I will ask the applicant to address condition 12 and any conditions not agreed with, and obviously the South Wales Police will address you at the appropriate time when they make their representations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Yvonne. So moving on now, I think it is for the applicant to make their application, and it's Mr. Suresh for Accra licensing. Would you like to make your formal application? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. So I think we have heard about these applications, and also I will follow up from Yvonne. I think that maybe make it easy for everyone's. So on the appendix, the police, I would like to address that so it will be easier for us, I think. On the appendix on the police condition letters, like we said, 12 and 13, we didn't agree. So further on, Yvonne read out, the further conditions been agreed with the police licensing. So condition number 12, originally said all display of alcohol shall have shutters. Shutters shall be closed at the end of the permitted hours for the sale of alcohol and shall not be open again until start of the permitted hours on the following day. So we didn't agree to that because I think installing shutters outside, throughout the premises is not viable. I mean, it's not workable. So I think we agreed another, replacement conditions with the police. So that was agreed with another condition replacing that. So there shall be notices informing the customers for the permitted hours sale of alcohol. Alcohol only be sold during these hours, Monday to Sunday, 9 to 10:30. This will be displayed in all areas where alcohol is placed for sale, starting that the till system will be operable for alcohol outside of these hours. So basically what we agreed, we will have a sign saying outside the permitted hours, which we are talking about between 7 and 9, and then 10:30 and 11. There will be a sign wherever the alcohol is there, the alcohol is closed or there is no sales. And also the electronic system, through the till system, when we scan, it won't let you scan, so we'll have a till system in place. So that was agreed with the replacement conditions. Condition, is that okay, everyone, with the number 12, condition number 12, yeah? So 13, then also we agreed that with the amended condition with the police, the sale of alcohol per delivery will only be made because initially, these are like conditions for deliveries we are going through right now. Condition number 13 is the sale of alcohol per delivery will only be made to the verified postal address. There will be no delivery of alcohol to public places. Example of public places would be park, beaches, street location, and open field. And the condition number 14 in regard to the premises license holder will maintain register of for a period of not less than 12 months. So every round section, every delivery records is kept for 12 months. So we agree to that in condition number 14. And condition number 15 says that when alcohol is delivered by a third-party courier, the license holder will specify that all deliveries require the adult signature. So that's something that we didn't agree to that, because we are dealing with number of third-party couriers, the business. So everybody have a different kind of system. Some of them have like a coding system, to say that the delivery has been delivered, and then it's verified. So we didn't agree to condition number 15. And the condition number 16, also we didn't agree to that, which is all delivery of alcohol will be completed electronically prior to dispatch of goods. That we agree. And the second sentence, there will be no cash on home and workplace delivery of sales. That part we didn't agree to that. So 17, we agreed to the condition number 17, which the website having a system of age checker. So Chair, I think going further, so further development is made since we not agreed 14 and 15. So then the amended condition for 15 was agreed, which is when alcohol is delivered by a third-party courier, the license holder will specify that all alcohol deliveries will require an age check. This will be done by a third-party courier operating the Challenge 25 scheme. So right now, where we are, Chair, so condition number 15 also amended is being agreed as well. So where we are right now with the condition number 16, where we are in disagreements, the cash part of it, because there are a number of couriers called Deliveroo, Just Eats, SopEasy. They have an options for customers to pay by cash, because some customers, elderly customers, anyone who orders, they might want to, it's a preference for the customer. They have an option to pay by cash. Obviously, majority of people gonna pay by card, but they have an option to pay by cash as well, because some customers may prefer to, may feel more safer to use a cash opposed to a card payment system. So that where we are in terms of conditions and consultation with the police. So that's where we need to come to an agreement with the condition number 16, Chair. So further, so that's, anyone has any questions around that? Is it clear? Or can I continue with the further representations?
No, I would carry on.
Okay, I'll carry on then. Thank you. Thank you, Chair. And, we have seen a representation from the public. There was a petition was created. And then actually I was looking at, there are a number of people signing the petitions. So as you have seen on the petition, it just says, it's been a wholesale retail electrical shop previously, and right now there's a license shop. It's been opening selling alcohol, and it's going to create problems. That's what people mainly signed, Chair. And Chair, I think if the public don't know the discussion we had with in regard to the police. The park has been mentioned, people might be drinking alcohol in the park. So we agreed some conditions to address that. In terms of the volumes, the alcohol by volumes, we agreed to low percentage, 5.5, I think. And also we agreed not to sell single units of beers, ciders as well, to address that concerns. And also we I've been reading about the 7 representations made is mostly, they concern about the hours. So we also amended the hours now, the morning hours. People were concerned about 6 a.m. to midnight hours, which we applied. So right now it's been reduced. The opening hours has been reduced as well. But at the same time, the licensing hours now 9 a.m. to 10:30, which we have agreed. So in a way, the police have the same concerns that raised by the residents. And actually they have more concerns than the residents, obviously. So which we now address through conditions to alleviate those concerns. So now, I think, Chair, and what I would like to point out, this particular premises is going to be quite a useful local convenience store for the local people. And also the hours, we are living in, old time. I know if you look at like a 15, 60 years ago, even the supermarket closed at 5 p.m., right? So right now where we are, the lifestyles and everything is changed. Normally the local convenience store in the residential area included, they open until 11 p.m. most of the convenience store, and the people expect that as well. The local, that's what we call about convenience store. So I think what I would say, to address to the residents' concern, the current hours which we agreed, is really alleviate all the concern they have, and also alcohol. The shop is not just selling alcohol. It's part of a reputable retail store. They have all things the household needs. And alcohol obviously part of the product. And also we have number of conditions to address, not selling to under 18 people, those kind of challenge 25 and staff training programs. And applicant also have experience. We talked about, he is local, been working there for a long time, and he's been working in the retail industry for 10 years. So there's quite a lot of investment, the applicant is putting it in. Chair, also, deliveries, if people are concerned about deliveries, seriously, the deliveries, they are not expecting a high amount of deliveries. Even with other retailers, they get only about 4 or 5, the local shop, 4 or 5 deliveries, average a day, if they were busy, So, and also the delivery companies, they are using nowadays electric scooters, electric bikes and things like that. Obviously, they want to save money, and also is make it easier in terms of transport. And the deliveries also, people not going to order like all over. Probably it will be within 2 miles range. If you get any deliveries coming in. So I think looking at all of this, I know the residents will be happy, and the applicant will be continue to work with them as well. If they have any, concerns in the future. So that's where we are at with this application, Chair. I think. Thank you for the opportunity.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Suresh. Is there? Did you want the applicant to speak also, or do you have anybody else you want to add to what you've said?
At the moment, I think I said whatever need to be said, Chair. Thank you. But if you want to ask any question, applicant can.
Well, I'll hand over to our committee. I see that Councillor Norman has her hand up. Councillor Norman, you want to ask a question?
Sorry, Chair, bear with me. I think we've had a hand up as well from Mrs. Stevens. I don't know what.
Oh yes, I see.
I don't know. Obviously, interested parties will have an opportunity to speak later on in the meeting, but I don't know if Mrs. Stevens wanted to raise something now, technical or otherwise.
Hiya, sorry. I just had a question in regards to because obviously I don't know the ins and outs of like everything, but I heard there was mention about 5.5%. Does that mean that they won't be selling spirits, or is it just a limit on the percentage of alcohol? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and thank you. I think it's mainly applied for beers and ciders, cans. And spirits will be behind the counter, which will be controlled by the staff. And also, if anybody want to, and what we are looking at here, people buying and drinking on the street or in the park, and normally, they would want to buy kind of beer or kind of cider, and also the high strength one, which will attract them more. So yeah, that's what it is. But spirits is not included, but it will be behind the counters, Yeah.
Right. No problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
And then returning to Councillor Norman, your question.
Thank you, Chair. Just a quick clarification. The premises actually being operated as a convenience store at the moment, or is it still closed?
Still closed. It's under renovation at the moment.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. So I think if there are no further questions of the applicant, I would give opportunity for our responsible authorities to have their say. Perhaps we could start with the representative of South Wales Police.
Thank you, Councillor. So we've looked into the application, and we've liaised quite frequently with ARCA licensing in relation to this application.
Sorry, PC Jones, can I just are you possible, if possible, able to put your camera on?
It says it's on.
All right, sorry, apologies, I couldn't see anything. But if you can't, that's fine.
It's yeah, sorry. So as I was saying, we're the sticking point we have is the delivery side of it. Initially, we weren't aware that there was a delivery plan for the convenience store. We've agreed some terms. However, the main sticking point is the cash on delivery. The reason that we include this condition in all of our delivery conditions, and this is because it takes the pressure off the delivery driver from carrying cash, so it prevents a crime in relation to robberies and thefts. It also helps with the transaction being the sole responsibility of the applicant, as opposed to being passed over to a third-party company. So it helps with the controlling of the ensuring that the conditions are being complied with. It assists with ensuring that the majority of persons with a card is over 18. So again, that's another step in ensuring that the alcohol is not sold to a minor. And we're certainly, since I've been working as a licensing officer, I'm not aware of any license going through over the past 12 months, 18 months, where cash on delivery has been accepted in Cardiff or the Cardiff and the Vale for alcohol deliveries to be made, as we obviously see the strength in ensuring the card sales are done. And like the applicant has stated, they're not sure whether it's going to be Deliveroo, Uber Eats, or whether it be several. We want to have a consistent approach where we're sure that the transaction has been made with the store and not a third party. And if the cash has been handed over at the point of the delivery, we can't be sure that they've all had the same training that the staff would have had in the convenience store, especially if they've been outsourced to different companies. That would be our main sticking point. That's why we have the cash on collection condition in place, and that's why we would urge that you would ensure that this condition is placed on the license. Other than that, we were initially concerned in relation to the hours. However, the applicant has agreed on shortening those hours of whereby alcohol is available, and as long as the tool systems prevent sales being made outside of those hours and there's signs up, then we're happy to withdraw in relation to the shutter condition. I believe that's pretty much all that we have to put forward at this moment in time, committee, and any questions I'll be happy to answer.
Thank you. Are there any questions from the officer? If Yvonne Mitchell would like to raise a question. Yvonne. Are you there?
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Correct me if I'm wrong, but when the application was being presented, I thought I heard that there wasn't agreement on condition 15, which is relating to the third party carrier, and I wonder if PC Jones could confirm the wording of condition 15 to the committee, please.
Yeah, if you just bear with me, I just need to locate that, as my other laptop has literally just turned itself off and run out of battery power. So but if you just bear with me, I will have a look into that and just double check. Is the applicant able to advise of what the license condition is on license 15?
Yeah, I got it in front of me. It might be easier for me to read that out if that is okay. So it says when alcohol is delivered by a third-party courier, the license holder will specify that all alcohol deliveries will require an age check. This will be done by the third-party courier operating the Challenge 25 scheme.
Yes, I can confirm that that's the condition that PC Duke, Clear Ducasts, that our licensing officer has put forward.
Okay, thank you. Is that in an email?
Yeah, it is in the email. I think the last email I sent.
Okay, could somebody confirm that so that we've actually got the wording in right? Just the date of the email will be fine.
Yeah, sure. I mean, the date of email is 20th of December.
20th of December.
15:35 hours.
Fab. Thank you.
It is in the email thread as well that was received at 8:10 last night.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Vaughan. So anybody else from our responsible authorities? Katie, did you want to say anything?
No, thank you, Chair.
I think. Right, well, in that case, I know that there are a number of local observations that have been made by residents, and I can see Councillor Johnson here, and I can see his hand is up, so I will invite Councillor Johnson to say what he would like to say.
Thank you very much, Chair and committee. It feels like quite a bit of water has gone under the bridge since we made representations, sort of on this item. But I will restate some of those issues. So my name is Councillor Ian Johnson. I'm the local councillor, local ward member for the Buttrells ward, which is where this store is set to be located. Just for a bit of background information, because some of the representations from local residents concerned the change from an electrical store to a convenience store, and I just wish to explain for anybody watching and for residents that there is no class of use change. So because it was previously a shop, even though it was what might be called normal office hours, there is no requirement for a planning change of use because of the nature of the shop that it is. So it was a shop before, it is a shop now. So even though there are longer opening hours, that remains under the same planning use. So there's nothing that prevents or requires a change of use from the electrical store, switch and socket as it was, to a convenience store. That's why the main one of the main points of discussion here from residents and is around the opening hours. I believe that the 6 a.m. to midnight opening hours, licensing hours that were originally presented were clearly greater than were acceptable, as been confirmed by the police as well. So I'm glad to hear certainly a movement in the morning hours to 9 a.m. However, I wish to restate my concerns regarding the fact that this is a residential area. There is limited ambient and background noise, and so although maybe the opening hours of the store themselves are perhaps less in question because of the nature of the planning use, the alcohol hours are still for me a concern. Mr. Suresh, as the agent, said that it's normal for shops of this nature to be open to 11 p.m. The obvious comparator for this store is the Londis store on Holton Road, which is around 2 blocks away. According to their website, they close at 10 p.m. in the evening, which I feel to be a more appropriate time slot for a residential side street convenience store. This is not a main road. This is a side street. I would be less concerned were this to be on Holton Road on the main street, where there would be greater passing trade, but that's not necessarily the case for this store here. So although it will serve a local residents group, the nearby streets, there is also the likelihood of greater noise being created as a result of the late nights here. So while I appreciate the work that's been undertaken by in negotiation between Mr. Suresh and the police, and I'm sure that Superthieves will be a very good manager of the store, I do wish to restate my concerns that this is actually a later opening time than I think appropriate for this side street residential area. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Councillor Johnson. And so is there anybody else in the background who would wish to speak either for or against this application? I can't see anybody.
Just to let you know, Chair, we have got Mrs. Catherine Stevens here, who helped as part of the online petition. I think she just put her hand up.
Yes, she has, yes. So, Ms. Stevens, would you like to speak to us again?
Thank you. Yeah, I just really want to put my say in and just say that I completely agree with the last person that spoke. You know, I live in the next street over from where this shop will open, and you know, you don't hear much noise. We can literally hear the Iceland deliveries coming each morning, and it's just like our concern really, you know, other people that live in my house and other people that I've spoken to on my street, that obviously the sale of alcohol will encourage antisocial behaviour. So we're just a bit worried on that behalf, really. I completely understand that the police are supporting us in that way and are trying to meet, you know, a agreement with the shop owners. But yeah, I just wanted to say that, really. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anybody else out there? And so I don't know whether Mr. Suresh wants to sum up in any way after the things that have been said.
Yeah, of course, Chair. Thank you. I think, like Ms. Stevens said, you know, it's concern about the antisocial behavior, and the police was also concerned about that. That's why a number of conditions we put forward. Just wanted to reassess that. Chair, I think in terms of this cash thing, you know, which we are not agreement with, I think I was listening to the police officer, you know, obviously he said their concerns is mainly, you know, robberies happening and also an extra check in terms of deliveries, you know, like, yeah, an extra check on it's been delivered to the right persons or something. But Chair, I think, you know, we have a number of conditions to address. If you look at the condition number 14, you know, I mean, they have to have a record for 12 months for all deliveries. The quantity, the description, the price, and the name, address of the person is delivered, you know, and the delivery is made if different from the point F, all refusal, any visit by the representative, you know, that is really a strong condition, and we don't need more than that, you know, to verify, you know, the orders and the deliveries, controlling that. So considering that, Chair, I think, I mean, we strongly believe that there's no need to have an extra conditions. So condition number 16, Chair, you know, I mean, we can agree to part of it, that one, we don't, it's not workable to have a, you know, no cash on deliveries, because I know the police officer said in his knowledge, you know, there is other, but delivery companies do accept, you know, cash for food. I mean, it's general alcohol we are talking about. The shop is also will be delivering. You know, I mean, I wouldn't really concern, Chair, you know, because this particular shop, you know, we are looking at like a local people, you know, where they can't travel to order this, you know, within 1 mile, 2 miles range. We are looking at maybe there won't be any deliveries, you know, at earlier stage, you know, they're getting it. We are looking at 4 to 5 deliveries. And also it's, you know, I mean, the conditions the police put forward really address the concerns. So that's all I would like to say, Chair. I think there is no need appropriate to have an extra conditions on the cash in terms of the other measures in place right now. That's all I like to say, Chair. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So is there any final clarification that members of the committee would like to seek or are we content with what we've heard so far? We're content. So I think what will happen now is that this subcommittee will retire, which means that we remain online and everybody else disappears. We will make a decision today, and then that will be normally sent out in writing to the applicant within 5 working days. I'm sure Mark will correct me if I'm wrong, but we wouldn't normally ask you all to come back into the meeting today, but you will be told of the result. Am I correct on that, Mark?
Yeah, what would normally happen if obviously a decision was made, today, then potentially could call members back in. But usually we give now 5 days or working days in order to get a response out, and that would be done. Am I right, Yvonne, through yourself in licensing?
The statutory requirement is to issue the decision within 5 working days.
So that's all. Well, thank you, Mr. Suresh. Thank you, everybody, for attending this morning, and we will be in touch, as they say. But thank you very much. So
thank you so much, everyone.
We'll watch you all leave the meeting, and then we'll have